Rent ratio. This is a simple and quick way to tell if a property or properties are going to produce positive cash flow. So how do you figure rent ratio? As monthly rent yes, I did say monthly. Monthly rent divided by purchase price equals rent ratio. So purchase price, that is your all-in price. So if you bought it for 20, you put in 15 and had $5,000 in costs to be able to close it and carry it, you've got an $80,000 property. So if you're getting $950 a month in rent, divided by the $80,000 purchase price, that would be a 1.18%. So let's say that you've got that ratio of 1.25% minimum that you want to be at. So how do I know what I should pay for that property if I know the rent, what the monthly rent is, and I know my ratio that I want to be at? So you would take the $950 a month rent divided by 0.0125 or 1.25% equals $76,000. So you would have to be all in at $76,000 to produce the ratio that you're going to go after. So the rule of thumb is the 1% rule. This means that if you have a $100,000 purchase price on the property, you will need to produce $1,000 a month in rent to show positive cash flow. This means that you are buying under traditional financing of no more than 75 to 80% loan to value. Did you catch that? If you're buying a property for $100,000 and using traditional financing, you will need to put 20 to 25% down on that property. You will put money down. That means that you must decide what that is worth to you. I also want to make a point that if you put $20,000 in a money market account and make a 2% return, but you can put $20,000 in a real estate investment and make 8% return, now you see why real estate investing is so popular. One quick point. I am talking a 2% return on a $100,000 property, not a 2% return on the $20,000 you're putting down. That is a cash on cash ratio, which we will go over that later in another video. Now, keep in mind also, you have a percentage of the money you borrowed that you owe the bank. Nice investment for them too. Make sure to take that into account. Being a conservative investor, I look for a 1.2% rent ratio on my investments, minimum. I want to make sure I have enough cash flow to cover all expenses, take care of the property. You take care of the property as well. The tenants will stay longer. And still have money for me, the investor, at the end of the day. It's all about the numbers. Rent ratio allows you a quick way to evaluate the property with very little information required for calculation. The rent ratio number also gives you a basis on if an upgrade for a property is worth spending money on. Often, you will want to see a minimum of a 1% or more of the cost of the upgrade in rental rate increase per month. If you cannot achieve that, it must be decided if it is worth it. Again, being a conservative investor, I am looking for a 1.25% minimum increase on rental income when I decide to do an upgrade. Let's be clear. If the roof needs done, that is not an upgrade. That is maintenance. An upgrade could possibly be putting in a laundromat in the basement of the investment property or building garages to rent to tenants. I hope this helps. I understand there's a lot of details there that a mentor would help you with, but that gives you a basic understanding of what rent ratio is and how to figure it.